Today we are building the prototype from Poppy's Playtime out of Lego. Now before we get into the actual build, I want to go through some complications I had when building this. First is time. I didn't have a lot of time to build this. Normally it takes me about a day or two to design and build anything I make for this channel. But here I had to throw this together in like a very short amount of time. Second is that I don't have a lot of parts on me right now. I'm currently doing this massive pirate island build that I'm taking to Brick Fair, Virginia, and that's just taking up all the parts I have. So I don't have enough pieces to actually build a full-blown prototype. And third, I'm not a big fan of Poppy's Playtime. I stopped paying attention after chapter 2. But with those complications in mind, I did want to build the prototype. I think he has a cool design, and just as a whole, he looks sick. I wanted to build him. But instead of building a full-blown prototype build, I decided to actually build a display piece. So that means I only have to focus on specific aspects of the prototype, which is the aspects I wanted to build anyway, which is one of his legs, his arm, and his head. So let's first start off with the leg. And we're gonna start with this fancy piece right here. This is a old school Bionicle piece. Looks sick. I wish Lego did more of this stuff, but they don't even do this system anymore, so it's whatever. Let's add a few more Bionicle pieces, just so we could create that look right there, which looks very, very similar to the prototype's leg. You see where I'm going with this? Next, we're gonna add this piece right there. I did not like that sound. Technic pin right there, and then his little sharp pointy thing at the end, like that. And now since we have the basic shape in mind, now we can actually add some details to make this look more like the prototype. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add this red rope, and we're just gonna have it wrap around this front part of the leg. Now since we got this rope piece in, or whip piece, this is actually a whip piece, not a rope piece, what we're talking about, we are gonna add a little bit of gray detail in this black Bionicle piece, which is just we're adding some funky looking pieces that I think would look pretty cool on the prototype. And there we go, his leg is now all done. Now, the arm was the part that I actually wanted to build the most. First, we're going to start off with this. I would have normally taken this apart and taken you through it, but this was like kind of a pain to do, and I don't feel like doing it again. We got those avatar connector pieces wrapping around, as well as a chain there, and just some random gray greebling detail just to create the prototype's arm. Prototype's arm is like very thin, and just like you can't really do that out of Lego, so this is my own artistic interpretation of that. But the actual hand we can build out of Lego using one of these ball joint pieces. Slap this piece right there, and then slap this piece right there. Now we got the base of the hand done. Now let's do the fingers, which the fingers are very thin. So we're going to use this Star Wars droid piece. We're going to use this connector piece. Can you even see that? That connector piece right there. Slide that in. And we're going to use this very pointy piece, which is perfect for the prototype's very pointy fingers. Going to do that. Oops. Gonna do that 3 times. And for his thumb, we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna use these 2 pieces right here. Just gonna slide it in like that, which this will go right there. Now I used a dark bluish gray piece here, but the other 2 are light bluish gray. So what we're gonna do is we're actually have the dark bluish gray in the middle. I just dropped it. And light bluish gray on this side. I think that looks pretty accurate. I'm not sure about you, but I think so, and that's what's important. And then we're just going to connect this to this whole assembly here, and now the prototype's arm is all done. The head is probably the most challenging part of this build because his head is really funky looking. He's got this gesture head on looking like Pomni from the Amazing Digital Circus. So this is the main frame piece that we're going to connect to it. I wanted to show this off just so you know where we're connecting this to. But first we're going to have these 2 ball joint pieces connected like that. And then we have to add his little bow tie thingy mabob. Just like that. His head's going to use this little funky piece. I actually don't use these pieces at all, so this is like kind of weird to use this for a build of mine. But this was by far the most challenging part of this build, just because I have no idea how I'm going to do this. But anyway, first thing we're going to do, flip it around. We're going to add this with these connector pieces. Just going to slide it like that. Next, we're going to add this connector piece on this side, yellow on this side, and then we need his circular face, which will be this flat circle inverted piece. It's just going to connect like that. The back of the head, we are going to use a 1x2 jumper plate with this funky curve piece, another 1x1 jumper plate. Then we're using this funky system right here to cover up his gray ass forehead, which I wish this was in a lighter blue, but I do not have this piece in lighter blue, so I just got to work with the darker blue for now. And you see that kind of covers it up a bit. The gray is still there, so how are we going to cover that? Well, connecting this yellow piece right here and just flipping up like that. This side we're going to use this connector piece because I do not have this piece in red. Connect like that, and it creates a similar effect, and honestly it makes them look a little bit different from each other, which I actually do appreciate because his look is very dirty and grimy and very worn out, and I think that works here. But now to create his pointy pieces, and actually we're going to do something really interesting. We're going to use a minifigure arm pieces. I've never Oh shit. I never actually used these for like custom Lego builds, so this is actually like a brand new technique of mine. The red part goes right here like that, and the yellow part goes like that. And there we go. It's a bit rough. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but I think it works for what we're trying to go with. And then we bring this back here. I actually messed this up, so we don't actually connect this part yet. Let's connect the head first like that. Then we're going to use these funky pieces here as his collar. One goes on this side, flip up. One goes on the other side, flipped up. And then his bow tie piece is going to go right there. And now his head is all done. Let's connect it to this funky ball joint assembly. There's a reason why we have this funky ball joint assembly here other than his body. And there we go, his head is all done. But now since we have the three main parts of the body all done, now we actually have to do the diorama piece, you know, you got to have that. So what we're first going to do is we're going to have these two pieces connect like so. As you see, we got the iconic white tile with some colors on it and this whole funky thing here. This is going to hold the prototype together. Not my best build in the world, but you know what, it works. But it's going to connect like so. As you see, we kind of got a base going, but now we need a wall right here, which coincidentally I have a wall right here. As you see, it's a very simple gray and white wall. I tried to recreate the walls from the game. This is not the most accurate thing in the world, but honestly, who really cares? I did, however, have this sticker where a hand goes, and that's where you put the hand from Poopy's fart time in there. Look at that. I added something from the game in here. I'm so proud of myself. Unintentional, by the way. I just didn't have a lot of white pieces. But anyway, as you can see, a wall right that, and then we take this base and we're just going to connect it like so, and now we got this wall facade all done, and now we need to actually connect the prototype to his funky looking stand, which like from here it's gonna look sick, but like from here not so much, but that's okay. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna connect the leg. How am I gonna do this while showing this on camera? Like that, and then we're just gonna adjust it like that. There we go. Look at that, it's already looking pretty sick, but this whole back thing's already falling apart on me. Next up, the hand, which is gonna connect like that. Oh, this is falling apart, bro. Like I said, this is not the best build in the world. I probably should have spent more time on this part. Come on, stay on. There we go. And we're just gonna have this wrap around like that, holding on to the wall like that, which looks pretty sick, pretty prototypey if you ask me. And then lastly, the head joint, which is just gonna go like that. And then we're gonna do like this whole funky maneuver like so. And then it is all done officially. Overall, I am very satisfied with this build. I knew I wanted to do a display piece, but I didn't think the display piece would turn out this cool. Yeah, I mean, it does have some issues. If you... That's one of the main issues. It just falls apart so easily. That's my bad. I gotta go back and work on this. But also, like, as soon as you turn it around, you just see all this here. If you look up top or from this side, it just looks bad. This is a very much a one angle view, and that's okay. I think that's fine. But overall, I'm really happy with the way this prototype looked. I wish I could have done a full-blown prototype build because that is something literally right up my alley of something to build. But for now, I just gotta roll with this. And honestly, I love the way this looks. I might not even go back and finish a full prototype because this just looks sick on its own. That's been me building Poopy's Fart Time in Lego. Like and subscribe, please. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.